Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, let's predict the price trend of SoundHound AI stock. I am a swing investor, and I will not consider the price changes of a stock 1 month later. This channel only makes short-term price predictions for stocks, usually 1 to 3 weeks. Welcome to subscribe to this channel. SoundHound AI stock has experienced a wave of pullbacks recently and then rebounded again. Although the current price has not broken through the recent high, the willingness of bulls to push up the stock price seems to be still strong. So it is possible for bulls to push the stock price to break through the recent high in the short term. But we also saw that the stock's trading volume on Thursday increased compared with the previous few days. This shows that as the stock price rose further, some funds flowed out of the market, but most of these chips seem to come from the previous high-level locked positions, which can also be seen from the trading volume of the stock. If the selling pressure of the locked-in capital is large, then the stock may still pull back again in the current price to $13.20 area. But since the bull capital that pushed the stock price up does not seem to have exited the market, the stock's pullback space does not seem to be large. We can see from the 30-minute chart of the stock. The stock generated a lot of transactions when the stock price was at a recent high on July 8th to 9th. There should be a lot of funds flowing out of the market and forming a certain resistance here, which is also a key resistance area for the stock price to rebound. The current stock price is already in this resistance area, so the stock's trading volume increased on July 17th. If the stock price rises further, the bears may try to suppress the stock price again. Although there is potential correction pressure on the stock, it does not mean that the stock price will not break through the recent high. If the bulls of the stock can push the stock price to stand firm at $13.20, then the stock is expected to rise further. But if the stock price reverses and falls below the $11.20 level, then the situation will become bad. But at present, I think the former is more likely. Through the position distribution of the stock, we can see that most of the current positions of the stock are distributed in the $10.60 to $13.20 area. There are a large number of positions distributed in both the upper and lower areas of $11.80. This shows that there are still bullish forces supporting the stock price at the low level of this area. The stock is currently priced in the upper middle of this area, which shows that the bulls have pushed the stock to a certain height. The current share price is less than 5% away from $13.20, and I think there is a high chance that the stock will break through this position next. Previously, a top analyst at Piper Sandler downgraded the stock from buy to hold, citing concerns about the company's earnings outlook. Analyst James Fish maintained his $12 price target, but pointed out that the recent 30% increase in the stock makes its risk-reward outlook more balanced. Piper Sandler is cautious about SoundHound, citing the company's execution risk in the second half of 2025. The company highlighted that the company may face difficulties in balancing growth investment and profitability goals. Piper's latest report raises questions about whether SoundHound can effectively balance profitability with the need to expand the Amelia platform and expand market promotion. It's hard to do both, the analyst noted, warning that the need for additional investment, as well as possible earnings obligations related to Amelia, could put pressure on earnings and lead to shareholder dilution. Although Piper Sandler believes SoundHound is on track to achieve its 2025 targets, the company stressed that the guidance indicates a significant acceleration in performance in the second half of the year, especially in the automotive sector, which remains sensitive to broader production headwinds. Notably, industry surveys also indicate that the adoption of standalone AI solutions has been slow, with macroeconomic uncertainty and cautious corporate spending further dragging down implementation progress. Thanks to the wide application of its voice AI platform in various industries, SoundHound's revenue has entered a high-growth phase. In the first quarter of 2025, SoundHound's revenue reached $29.1 million, a year-on-year increase of 151%. The company reiterated its full-year 2025 target of $157 million to $177 million, a 97% increase from $84.7 million in 2024. Analysts expect this growth momentum to continue, with SoundHound's revenue expected to grow to $277 million by 2027, a compound annual growth rate of 36%. However, not everything is so rosy. The company's operating losses and declining gross margins are also a cause for concern. The company's gross margin fell from 60% to 36.5% last month. According to non-GAAP, the company lost $22.3 million in the first quarter of 2025. In addition, increasingly fierce industry competition, especially from super-large enterprises, seems imminent. Of course, if the company's revenue can maintain high growth, then this hardcore catalyst will be able to drive its stock price to continue to rise. But at the current valuation, the stock does not seem cheap at present. Let's go back to the daily chart of the stock. The stock is still expected to rise further, but the resistance position is also very obvious. If the profit-making capital in the low area also chooses to sell, it is also possible that the stock will reverse and fall again after a limited rise, so investors still need to be wary of the stock creating a double top structure. However, driven by the AI boom, long capital may still seize the trend to significantly push up the stock price, so it is also possible for the stock to break through the recent high in the short term, and the technicals seem to support this prediction, so I set the target price of the stock at $14.20. Okay guys, that's my price prediction for SoundHound AI stock. Thanks for watching. If you agree with my analysis, please share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.